This episode is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Call 956-441-2188. Roadie's Country Fried Chicken, proudly serving Eagle Pass, Texas for over 35 years. Eddie Ruiz Coronado with FFA Financial. Contact him at 956-598-3487 for all your financial needs.
So you're in California, you finish high school. What happened to make you say, you know what? I know what job I'll do. I'll be a pro wrestler. Like, how did that transition? How did that come about?
I'm telling you, fate happens, like destiny or whatever you call it, happens in the weirdest ways. I was medical assistant for a cardiologist, so I wanted to become a doctor. So I was doing classes for nursing, working for a cardiologist. My sight was on being a doctor, but then my boyfriend at the time put me in a modeling contest. I was so angry. I was like, so I'm basically just gonna go up there and people are gonna judge me, tell me how ugly I am. Thank you for that. Poor bless his heart, man, because I was so angry. I was that bitch that at that moment. I was like, thank you, I'm gonna be humiliated. Won it, and from there I thought, okay, well, what can I do that I've always been afraid to do? I'm going to try it out. So it was more like overcoming my fears that I kept trying out different things. Try to do fitness competitions. My trainer said that I had to learn all these things first. I couldn't pay for the training, so my friend from the gym, I didn't realize he said he did wrestling, but I just never went. I didn't associate it with actual wrestling.
Right.
Like professional.
Yeah.
So when he told me to go to his school, I was like, are you serious? That's a thing? There's a school for it? I didn't know back then. I didn't know there was a school for it and the people train and there's indie shows and stuff. In California, there's no indie shows and stuff, like not like the way it is on the East Coast.
Right.
There's so many out there, so that people are probably more used to it. In California, no. So I went to a school, and I just did it for conditioning, like people would take a yoga class. I was just having fun that I'm learning what I see on TV.
Right.
Like, oh my goodness.
And did it come fairly easy to you? Do you think, hey, I got the hang of this, or was it like, whoa, this is way harder than I thought?
It's a little of both, because the athletic part was easy because, I mean, just taking the bumps. I'm not saying like the learning, like say, you have to learn. So my dad taught us boxing. I was already athletic. I used to run cross country and baseball. So athletically, I had endurance. But when you have to learn to pull back a punch, that's hard. So you have to learn different ways of like protecting people and all this stuff, and then getting hit and how you get hit in safe places or how you hit somebody in safe places. The psychological part of it was more harder for me to get. But when it came to doing moves, it was easier for me. I'm not going to say it's super easy, but it was easier for me.
Now, you have met Vince McMahon, you have met Billy Corgan. How are they similar? How are they different? I mean, they're both running organizations, which you're a key part of, both. But how would you compare them?
They're obviously like they're totally different in my mind. Like being able to approach, like Billy is just easier to approach. He's easier to talk to. Like he very welcoming, brilliant. Both are brilliant. Both have creative, brilliant minds. Business wise, when it comes to creating content for wrestling, both brilliant. But Billy's just more approachable. He's just, this is part of the family, and as well as business. But with Vince, it's like, I think you have to reach an elite level to reach that level. Or maybe it could be easy, but then I just never picked up on it. It just, you never really know. But I was shy back then, so I can't really say. So, but Billy, just easier to talk to, great to work with. I mean, Vince gave me an opportunity, took a shy girl who, just discovered wrestling and who didn't make it to Tough Enough, and said, hey, you know what? Let's take a chance on her. I will always be grateful and be so appreciative of that. But I love the fact that Billy is just, that's like, I love the family feeling, because we work with each other so much that there needs to be a sense of normalcy with being able to work as well. And it just makes working so much fun.
And speaking of that family setting, how would you compare the backstage environment of the NWA compared to the backstage environment of the WWE?
Well, the backstage environments, I would imagine, because it's totally different. Because you got an arena, you got there's more TV shows. It's weekly,
Yes.
so you have there's a lot of stress. Everybody's always going super fast, especially live on Raw. So everybody's busy running around, or like you're just sitting around, like you wait all day until the moment, and then everybody's running around with their like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to like get to what they need to do. Like, oh my goodness, it's like stressful, but two different ways to describe it for the fact that it's two different styles of working, because one's a studio and it's every 2 weeks being shot, and the other one, or every 2 weeks, every 2 months, and then the other one's live every week. And so it's different ways of experiencing it. So people are different. Sometimes I feel like just recently, going back to the WWE, it just felt quiet back there. I don't know, so I'm not there every week to know why. I was just like, can somebody play music? I want to feel energy, and I miss that. And then in NWA, we're playing music, we're telling stories. I guess we just known each other for so long that everybody is just relaxed.
Where do you see the NWA going in the next 2 years? Where do you see that company doing, and growth and all of that?
It can go anywhere it wants it to. Like, if they want to go, they could, if they choose. They could stay in Atlanta if they wanted to, but now that we're going to St. Louis for the pay-per-view, like end of August, it makes me think like, oh my goodness, we could start touring too. We could start doing more than that, and I think it has the capability of totally doing that. It really can be like as big as it wants to be, with NWA having the legacy that it has. And then also having Billy behind it, because he loves wrestling so much and he believes in all his wrestlers. He believes in us, and to me, that's everything, that adds so much.
Yeah. Knowing you have that, someone patting you on the back.
It's not even just the pat on the back. It's not saying like, here's the pat on the back. No, it's actually seeing your potential. The fact that you're acknowledged and appreciated for what you have to contribute. When basically it's just like, instead of being treated like a workhorse, you're seen for who you actually are, what you have to contribute to wrestling.
Yeah. You're heard and you're listened to. It makes a big deal. All right, now let's focus on your greatest memory from your WWE run. You had a great run. It was phenomenal. But now that you can look back, what is the one thing that you can say, you know what, I am very proud of this thing that I accomplished in the WWE while I was there?
Oh, I hate when people ask me that.
I know, it's hard to pick one thing. It's true.
Because, some people are really great at it. They're like, they know what the one thing is. And for me, it's everything. It's the fact that I even got to be a part of the WWE. I'm telling you, watching it with my brother growing up, never did I ever think that I could do that I'd be there, or I'd be good enough to be there. It was an honor to work for them. I could say like, oh, this didn't like say if I said that Vince wasn't approachable, or like anything that comes across as negative, that's just part of jobs. Like, this is a thing, no matter where you work, there's going to be good and bad. And you know what? I am blessed. I am so lucky to be able to work for a place, for a company, and work with people who I admired and looked up to. It was an honor. And every single bit, the fact that even just knowing that if I got a contract, well, that doesn't guarantee you TV time. Getting TV time, that doesn't guarantee you a title. Everything that I've accomplished, or like, when I say accomplished, I mean, when I say accomplished, I mean, like, just getting a contract is an accomplishment. Just learning how to be a manager was an accomplishment. Every little thing that I got to learn and do is an accomplishment. So from the beginning of getting into wrestling till even my last day, it was all an honor. all the people I got to work with, like, oh my goodness, people dream to work with these people, and to be able to have the opportunities that I had. I may not have the opportunities, like, say, like gimmick matches that the girls have now, and time maybe that the girls have now, but I got to work with some incredible people, have great storylines, and, you know, change people's lives. And that, I could die happy. I could die happy from that.
It is great to meet you. You're very humble. You're very nice. You're very friendly, and it's always great to see a fellow Mexican American out there accomplishing things in the world. Where can people find you on social media or anywhere? Where could we find you, Melina?
You can find me at Real Melina. So anything at Real Melina. So on Twitter, Instagram, at Real Melina. Probably easier to go to realmelina.com, and then you can find all the links there.
That's fantastic. We're glad you made it to South Texas. Melina, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. Love you guys.